Welcome back to another episode of The Buzz. I know we were gone for a little while, but we were still busy in other platforms, but we are back. We are back for another episode of The Buzz, bringing you the best in gospel as well as wholesome content in general. And I'm super excited about tonight's interview. Tonight's interview is going to be all about choir music, and our guest is no newbie. He's a pastor, he's an OG choir head. He learned from some of the best while also making his own path. And check this, he was born in Queens, but also raised in Brooklyn. Oh, we gotta give it up. We gotta give it up. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. All right. All right. All right. That's it. That's it. It's still a Christian show. But Vincent Bohanan, welcome to the Buzz.
Loves
How are
Jesus.
you?
Brooklyn loves Jesus.
What's going on, y'all?
Good. Good, man. Thank you for being with us tonight.
I'm glad to be here. Glad to be here.
And you were just telling us that you were doing some shoveling and you were just getting things in order there. So how bad did you guys get hit with the snow?
Oh my Lord. It was pretty bad.
Phone
It's a
one
little
disconnected.
different in Brooklyn, being that everything is so close
Power
together.
off.
And so it's a little harder, but we're here and it's not really anything new. So we already know that this comes around January time, and so it is what it is.
Just
And
gotta
you got-
prepare for it.
Yeah.
And I was gonna
Basically.
say, and you guys going in tomorrow, right? You're not virtual tomorrow, so you guys are in person tomorrow.
Yeah, we are in person, but as well, we are also on YouTube and on Facebook. So, you have so many different options in 2022 for church now. And so if you're not able to come because of whatever reason, then you can definitely watch us online.
Perfect, perfect. Now, just quick thing, since we were talking about snow, so what's your favorite thing to do during a snowstorm? Outside of shoveling, I mean, that's no one's favorite thing. We just do it because you have to do it. But what's kind of like your go-to? Or you're going to go to the soup? You're going to go to the hot cocoa? Like, what's kind of your go-to to unwind?
So during this time, I like to stay at home, watch movies, and eat snacks. I think that's like the ultimate thing that I like to do. And it's pretty cool. I like that. It's not really like that enjoyable to others, but I enjoy it. I like to be at home. I like to be in my own space. I like to just chill out. With all of the work and stuff, it's a great thing just to kind of like chill out sometimes. And so I love it.
Reset, like your shirt says.
Yes, reset. And that's pretty much what it is.
Yeah.
Reset, all of it.
Love it, love it. So and I also noticed too. So your the single "Oh Give Thanks" have definitely been buzzing on the charts. I've seen that it's climbing up there. It's on Gospel New and
Yes.
Active, and it's just it's making its rounds. So first off, congratulations on that as well too.
Thank you so much for that. That song is a really cool song. I wrote it probably when I was like 18. And it's not a long song, but it's a strong song. It gets right to the point. And it's just a cool song that everyone is able to sing. The children, the kids, the old people, we're all able to sing it together. And it's great.
I love it. I love it. It gets the party popping.
Yes. Yes, it does.
No, I mean, look, I guess kind of taking a step back as we jump into this, for anyone that might be new to you, might be new to your music or anything like that, you could have chosen any style, you could have went quartet, you could have went anything at all. So what made you decide to go the direction of choir, and then what kind of led you down this path?
So I was raised in the church. That's all I know. That's all I really know is the church music, the good news, the choir music. I was raised in a church that had a great church choir. And I said, one day I want to have my own church choir. So years later, I said, now is the time for me to start my own choir. And it was the right time for where we are. And there were so many young people that wanted an opportunity just to sing. We didn't have that at all here. And so it was the right time. And so, I think by like the fourth rehearsal or so, we had over like 100 people,
Oh
100 young
wow.
people just
Oh
ready to
wow.
sing and praise God. And they came out every single every Wednesday. And now 8 years later, here we are, just all over traveling. And, it's a great movement. It's not just a choir, but it is a movement. We have created a move for New York City. And I'm honored. I'm honored just to have all of these wonderful people here as well.
Wow. So about how many people from the original choir 8 years ago are still with, or what percentage are still with you?
I probably have like 65% of them still
Oh
with
Wow.
me.
wow.
And
That's huge.
a lot of them have kids now. A lot of them are on their way to their careers, marriage, and all of this other stuff. There are even some that have relocated, but they still stayed in the choir. They said, I don't want to leave. And so it is an honor to see those who were there since year
Mhm.
one, now year 8. And they're here with me still. They are rooting me on. They're pushing me just to ensure that we make it all the way to the top. And so I thank God for them. They are special people to me, because in any choir, you have so many people that are in and out, in and out, in and out.
Mhm.
And but I can honestly say in mine, I don't really have that issue. They have stayed with me through everything, through all of the changes and everything. They have stayed with me all 8 years. And so it is a privilege and an honor, and I'm so grateful.
That's
How many
beautiful.
total members? Sorry, I'm gonna say real quick now. How many total members do you have right now?
So when we all come together, we just all came together last week. We recorded in Texas, and it had to be like about 80 of us that
Wow.
came. Yeah, it was about probably like 80, 75 around that.
Wow.
And they all came. They all came. They flew in from here and there. They were all there to do this new live recording in Texas. So it was amazing last week. It was wonderful just to really have the opportunity to laugh and talk and all that other stuff with everyone. So it was great. It was great.
Right. And I was thinking that even more than a beautiful sound, right? Choir sound, you guys are also family,
We're
right?
family. We are family. We have grown to become the greatest group of people that love each other. And many of us, we have grown together. We have cried together. We've laughed together, everything. And so it's really crazy to see how much we have literally evolved from year 1 to year 8. And it's wonderful. It's great to see. I'm so happy for all of them. I'm so proud of all of them. And it is just a great thing just to see everyone have a life outside of the choir, but still make the choir a priority. It's great.
Awesome. And also too, you did mention, and we're gonna jump into it, as far as what you spoke about the blackout, the live 8th anniversary live recording you guys just had. We've been seeing some images floating
Oh,
around, some
yes.
clips. I saw some stuff with Lady Flo. We
Uh-huh.
gotta we gotta get into that. You gotta break that whole, break all
Yeah,
of that down for us. So, what really goes in, to even kind of putting together something like that, of that magnitude, like you're doing a
man.
recording of that magnitude, like
Yeah.
what goes into that?
It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of work. I have a great team of people that believe in everything that I say and do. So if it's on my mind, if I have a dream, I have a team of people. I call them the dream team. They don't say it can't be done or anything of that sort. we do whatever we have to do to make sure that it gets done. Because if the Lord allowed me to dream like this, you better know that he's going to give us everything that we need in order for it to, come.
Yeah.
And so a concert like that is not an easy thing. It takes a lot of work, rehearsal, practice, money. It takes so much.
Yeah.
But really and truly, it can all be done with a team of people that believe in the vision. And I thank God that not only do I have the dream team, but the choir believes in the vision. They invest in the vision. They do whatever they have to do to make sure that the vision comes alive. And so I'm grateful because last week was a great success. And we do this every year. Yeah. This is every year. We travel every year. The year before that, we were in PA. The year before that, we were in Florida. The year before that, we were in Chicago. And so it's just an every year thing. And we have a great group of people outside of the choir that support us everywhere we go. So they know that every January, the fourth week in January, is going to be SOV's weekend. And so we don't plan nothing on that weekend because we know that that weekend is already blocked off for SOV's anniversary. And so it's a great thing. I think it's an honor. I've been graced to lead such a great generation of people that still believe in choir music. They still believe in the Lord. They still love the Lord. No matter what people say, there's still a large remnant of people and young people that love to go to church, and they love choir music, and they love everything about this whole spectrum of church and the choir and the music.
Right. And you talked about your choir family, right? So that's, you guys are family now. So how exciting, or let me ask you, what was the feeling you had knowing that you were transitioning from independent music production, choir production, to now being on Pastor Hezekiah Walker's label?
Yes.
What was it?
Bishop Walker, he gave us an opportunity. We are his first artist on his label. Yeah. And he gave us a great opportunity to have this great chance to be on his label, to be heard all across the country. And we've put in a lot of work ourselves, but there comes a time where you're going to have someone who's already there to push you now. And I thank God that he's not afraid of us, but he is happy and excited about those who are coming after him. And that is a big thing, because a lot of time you don't see a lot of people that will push the people that are coming after them. Yeah. But really and truly, you got to know that you're not going to be here forever. I'm not going to be here forever. And so the people that come after me, I'm going to now have to push them. And I thank God for him, because he saw enough in us and in me to say, you know what, I want to use them, and I want to make sure that they are seen and heard all across the country. And so I thank God for his house and the team, Tara, and all of them. Thank God for all of them, because they work every week to make sure that everything that we have worked on before the label is really going to come out to be what it needs to be.
Like, that's so powerful, because isn't that the true mark of a leader, right? You
produce the true mark of a leader. Yes. Yes, it is. Okay. That's a true mark of a leader, when you can lead the people where they need to go and not be afraid of anything else. Not be afraid if, they're going to be more, known and all this other stuff. He's not worried about any of that. He just wants to make sure that the gospel and choir music stays alive. And that's what we're doing.
And I think my first fulsome experience with choir music was in, at least at that magnitude, was when we were at the Stellars. And, during that weekend, there's always choir fest and there's everything. Oh, yes. We were there for a few hours and it was just choir after choir, and the music was
What year did you go?
I went several years, so I can't even remember which year it was. I think that year that I did go, though, I believe that might have been the year that you got nominated, but at the time I think you didn't even release anything as yet or something. I believe there was a lot of buzz around that. Yes.
It was crazy. That was the year that we sang, we win at Choir Fest, and the church was turned upside down. That was the same year that we got nominated for 2 Stellars. We were independent artists, no album. We came out of nowhere, and we still got nominated for a Stellar. It was really mind-blowing, and a lot of people didn't understand how we were able to do that. I don't know how we did it, but you know, like I said, it's the grace of God that will break the rules sometimes and say, you know what, I want to use these people. So that's how he works.
That was amazing. Yeah, I remember that weekend because we were there, and that's all you were hearing. You're like, hey, have you guys heard of this group? Have you guys heard of? I was like, no, I haven't. Where is this? Where can I find the album? Well, the album is not out as yet, and it was just
we didn't have an album then.
Pastor Hezekiah Walker probably saw that and said, that's the group I need.
Yeah.
They're already getting waves on their own.
Yeah.
That was awesome. But yeah, definitely that year you were doing the red carpet, you were doing everything. So we saw the full fledged that year.
Yeah.
And then even going back to Chanel's question there in terms of being signed. So it's one thing when you guys were independent, you were doing it, you were making a mark. So now that you were signed, did you feel a level of pressure or anything, knowing like, hey, we're now going to be in a much larger scale? Was there any concern there, or you guys just kind of still kept
if anyone knows me, I'm a real nonchalant person. I'm an introvert, so I'm actually really weird. But I didn't really feel any pressure. I was going to really continue to do what I was already doing, and with their help, it was just going to be, what it is. Okay. So I've never really stopped doing what we were already doing. But now that we have help, I think it makes it a lot easier. And now we're able to go into so many different places that I probably wouldn't have the credentials, quote unquote, to get into. And so it's an honor. So I didn't really feel the pressure of it because I said, well, I think this is great, and I'm going to continue to do what I do because that's just how I am. I'm going to work no matter if I'm here or there. I'm going to work. I'm going to work myself. And so that's just what it is. But they have helped us so much, and it's been a great journey thus far.
Amazing.
And we hear all the time that choir music, right? Gospel music. Choir music is the bedrock of the gospel music tradition, right? So tell us why you believe that there's such an importance around choir music in the Black church specifically. Why is it so important?
Choir music, when you watch any movie and they have a church scene, you see a choir. You don't really see a praise team or a group or anything. You see the church choir. You see them with the robes. You see them with the large choir. And I believe that the choirs have really set a great playing field for everyone to begin to grow on. And so I don't believe that we should just kind of erase something that may not be as popular as it was before, because everything has changed in the world. Yeah. The culture has changed and everything. But I don't think we should still erase all of the traditional things that have now brought us over. And I believe that choir music played a huge part in gospel music. And so you can't erase James Cleveland. You can't erase Shirley Caesar. You can't erase those legends just because they're not as popular in 2022. You can't erase them. They are there forever. They are embedded in what we do. And so I think that's the same thing with choir music. You can't erase it. I don't care how many songs you write and how many groups you have and all of this other stuff. The choir is going to forever be here, and there's nothing that anyone can do about it.
Do you ever get those questions as a youthful person, right? A young person, like, you do choir music? Isn't that for the older folks?
Yeah, I do. But at the same time, I've made my music attractive to young people as well. Yeah. And so even though it's a choir song, and even though the praise team is actually able to sing these songs as well, I make sure when I write, I'm going to write so I can attract the older people and the younger people and even the children. I want to make sure that I have something in the song that the kids will be able to sing. And then I want to have the words of the song that the older people will now appreciate. And then, of course, I want to have the vibe of the song that the young people will now be able to say, yeah, I like this. I like the beat. I like the feel of it. And so if you just get all those three things together, you become a person that has now reached all three types of people, the kids, the youth, and the older people. And so that's what we've been doing, and it's been working.
We definitely had us vibing in here earlier before you even got on. Oh, his nasty.
Yeah.
Even Sherwin, who doesn't sing by any stretch.
Yes.
You know, I was imagining, you know, I was just there rocking. I was rocking and doing it.
You held a note, bro. You held a note.
Everybody tries to do that part. Oh, his mercy. Because it's just like a cool little, like, okay, that's cool. You know, a little fun little tune.
Mm-hmm. And even what you mentioned too, as far as someone being able to sing along, even the kids, because you know you also have the song "I Owe You," which was dubbed, you know, your Disney-esque type song, you know, with the Afro Caribbean, exactly, with the Afro Caribbean flow.
Yeah. So I love that song.
Tell us about that song. Like, where did the the Caribbean influence part and all of that?
Yeah, I wrote that song on the way to SOV rehearsal one day. And I said, I'm going to try this out for them. That little tune, forever and always I choose to bless his name. That little tune, I said, I got to write to that because it's a beautiful little tune. It's like, okay, that's nice. So I tried it out on them just to see if they would like it, and they actually liked it. SOV is actually really picky. They sometimes don't like my songs, but the songs that they don't like are actually the real hits. And so I don't think they really know what they're actually, you know.
That's why you're the leader.
Talking about sometimes. Yeah, that's why they listen. And you have to be so confident in what the Lord gave you. Because if you allow the people to say, oh, yeah, no, that's not good, then you'll throw, you know, away a real good hit. And so all of the people that write, be confident in what the Lord gave you to write. And that's that, no matter if they like it or not.
Writers, you heard that? He's already dropped several gems. He talked about hitting all three generations, all three subtypes, and now he's telling you if you're a writer, you got to be confident when you know you're hearing from the Lord. So just take notes. So you know, with everything that you mentioned, you know, talking about, you know, as far as being young, being vibrant, being able to get others drawn in, because I think it's one thing when you're watching, you know, Ricky Dillard, or you're watching some of the others that have been doing this for years upon years, but seeing someone that is young, seeing someone that you can kind of be like, oh, okay, you know, he's really making this something that I can vibe to, that I can go, that I can flow with. You know, the phrase the Brooklyn bunks came up, you know, in several things that we were looking at. So you know, being that we have two people here that are from Brooklyn, you know, you know how you Brooklyn people act already. Yeah, you know, I'm rapping Queens all day because you know that's just what it is. But
you were born there, but
I'm from Brooklyn. Yeah, I don't really, you know, I don't really rep Queens like that.
Clearly. Clearly. So tell us about this Brooklyn Bounce.
The Brooklyn Bounce, it is a vibe. It's a swag that is only really done successfully by people that are from Brooklyn. And that's just what it is. It's not any shade or anything, but Most people that are outside of Brooklyn, they really don't understand it. They don't understand the swag that comes along with it. It's just like a vibe that you have. And so I put that into my music. And this is not anything new. This was from the 80s and the 90s with all of these other great choirs from Brooklyn. And so I'm just really continuing on what was already done with my own spin to it, of course. And so, yeah, it is a swag and it's a vibe that you got to have. And if you want to learn it, you can.
I know the bounce, but I don't know if it's the Brooklyn bounce that SOV does. So
yeah, it's really about the swag in your knees. It's the clap. It's the way that you kind of like sing, you know, with your hands. It's just a whole
vibe. It's not just a bounce.
Conglomerate.
It's like a whole vibe.
Yeah.
Is it basically the vibe that Lady Flo has? Because I know Lady Flo have a vibe and a half that just goes with it. I mean, that video was all over socials.
Yeah. Everywhere I go, they talk about Lady Flo and Janae. We have so many different personalities in our choir. And as I say all the time, it's really not a put on. This is how they are 24/7 when we're traveling,
practice
without
everything,
the cameras, without the people in front of us. This is how they are. And so can you just imagine a whole choir filled with people with so many different personalities? It's crazy. It really, really is. But I love it. I really do, because there are so many people that say, oh my God, I love that person. I love this person. I love that person. I want to see that person. And so it just makes everything, real cool just to know that the people know each one of them. It's real cool.
So I know we touched on it briefly, the 8-year anniversary recording that just happened. There's a whole lot that went into that. It was pulled off, it was successful. But just, take us back there. You're there, you're getting ready. You've put all this work into it. You're now getting ready to hit the stage with everyone. What was that moment like, knowing that, months, I'm sure, planning and everything went into that, and you guys are finally there? Like, what was that moment?
Oh my God. Actually, the excitement starts when I left and on my way to the airport. Just knowing that I've got about 85 people coming from Brooklyn for this choir. Wow. And then I have my other choir from Atlanta that also came as well. So they're just all on their way to Texas, just ready to sing, ready to have a wonderful time, ready to celebrate another year. And it's exciting. It's exciting. The vibe of that entire weekend is just through the roof. The energy that we have that entire weekend is nothing but good vibes, laughs, and talking, and tears. And of course, there are some hiccups in it here and there, but I just learned how to really get my way out of it. And so it's great. It's a great time. It really, really is. I don't think that I would ever say that we're not going to do it, because it brings joy to the beginning of our year. It does.
And what are some of the other things that happens throughout the weekend? Because since it's an SOV weekend, outside of the the recordings and so forth, what are some of the other activities you guys? Because I'm sure all of you are in town. Like, how does that work?
Yeah. So anywhere we go, we try to get a place that's going to be surrounded by, the restaurants, the mall, whatever it is. But what we usually do, we usually have a party the night before. And it's, of course, just a great time for all of us to come together and eat and to laugh and to talk. And it's just a great time. So that's what we usually do. This year, I believe I think they went to the movies or bowling and all of that other stuff. And so I think that's what they did this year. I didn't attend this year, But I heard that they had a wonderful time. It's just good, clean fun, that we have. And yeah, so that's what we do aside from, the rehearsals and the meetings to make sure that everything is running smoothly. That's what we do. That's what we do. We have something the night before every year.
So we hear something about Japan in the works. Tell us about that. How that came about.
So basically, I planned the next 2 years already. And so because everyone was trying to see, well, where are we going next year? Mm-hmm. So I picked something like totally random to them. But so next year we're going to Jackson, Mississippi. And we'll be in Jackson next year for our 9th anniversary. I'm really excited about that because what I want to do, I want to create something that the people that have never really traveled are able to see the other parts of the world and to see how other people live. And so I believe if I create my own platform in all of these places, I can do what I do, without anyone else's help or anything of that sort. Because if you wait on other people, you may not get the opportunity and the chance. And so that's what I did. I created my own platform to say, you know what? Well, we're going to travel every year. We're going to travel somewhere else every year for our concert in January, our 8th anniversary, 6th anniversary, whatever it is. And so for number 9, we're going to Jackson, Mississippi. And for 10, this is going to be a big year for us because it's 10 years. So it's going to be a reunion probably type thing. And it's going to be so many people because we've had so many people come through the choir. And so I think it's going to be great. And so we're going to have 2 big events. We're going to come back home. We have not done anything in Brooklyn, New York or here since year 1. That was the last time we had our anniversary here. And so that was 2014. And so here we are almost in 2024. We're going to come back home and we're going to have a wonderful time. And then that July, we're going to go to Osaka, Japan. I had the privilege of traveling there about 2 to 3 years ago before the pandemic. And I had a wonderful time with them. And I had the opportunity to work with a great choir there. Oh, and it was great. It was about 100, 200 people in the choir singing my song. So it was literally crazy. And so, but I said, you know what? I want to bring us overseas. And of course, we see that this was already completed by the people before me. So this is not anything new. Well, Japan might be new, but, Bishop took the choir to live in London. My church choir went to Greece and all of this other stuff. So I have been inspired by them to really do the same thing for my people. And so that's what we're doing. So we have enough time to plan and to get everything in order for 2024, but it's going to be real big for 10. It's going to be real big. 10 years to have a choir and to have the amount of great accomplishments that we've had. We've got a reason to celebrate 10 years. And so we're going to do it up real big.
I love that. I love that you're taking a whole generation of people, that have been with you, some of them years, that long to be able to take a trip like that. I think that's really fun.
Yeah. I think it's a beautiful thing. And, we owe them everything. I owe them everything because without them, I would not be where I am. I needed the choir to get where I am. Mm-hmm. I needed the choir to teach these songs. And so, I think that is my way of saying thank you to all of them. So it's not easy working with me, of course. And so for 10 years, that is a great accomplishment.
that deserves a flight somewhere.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, right? Like, are there any members of SOV, and maybe they're not members of SOV, but just young people under your tutelage that you have your eye on, saying, you don't have to name drop, you just may have your eye on, so I think he's next. Like, I think she may be the next Vincent Bohanan.
Yeah. Actually, I haven't really seen anyone yet, but I'm sure that it'll come with the choir. I haven't seen anyone younger than me, and I'm only, like, I don't know, 31. And I hate saying it because I'm like, oh my God, I'm getting so old. But so I haven't really seen anyone younger than me with the choir, like in their early 20s or their teens yet. But I'm sure it'll come. I'm sure it'll come because choirs are really like a hot thing right now. And so I'm sure that there are some people that are really going to say, you know what, I want to have my own choir, and we're going to push them just how they pushed me.
Right. And you'll be the inspiration.
Yeah. Thank God for it.
To be able to put, and looking at that too, because there was a photo I saw online that during the same recording last week there, and it had, speaking of generation and different choirs, so you had yourself was there, Bishop Hess was there, Ricky Diller was in the photo, as well as James Hall. And I'm looking at this photo and I'm like, this photo is so iconic. Like, something like this, you definitely got to print and put it up somewhere, because we're talking decades of influence, choir music, different styles, like just everything all encapsulated in just one shot. So what was that moment like? Just touch on that a bit for me.
And
how
it
did
was
it influence
amazing.
you as well too?
They all came to year one anniversary on the Upper West Side in New York City. And it was amazing to have all three of them there at the same time. First of all, the only person that was missing was Donald Lawrence. And he as well is a great supporter of everything that I do as well. Always has kind words to say. And he was the only one that wasn't in the picture, but they all came and they supported me in my beginning. Before all of these songs came about, they supported me in my beginning. And so I've watched them as a child. I've watched them as a teenager. I've watched what they did. I've watched and I've heard every album that they have, and so just to have them in the room, just to say, you know what, we're happy for you. It was amazing. It was amazing. And I'll never forget it. So that picture actually means a lot to me. And I can't wait to have my house so I can put it up and to say that was 2014 when they all came for my first anniversary.
Wow. Yeah, I'm looking at that photo and I'm just like, man, just look at that. Like, it's just so much difference. And you can tell because, again, each of them, I'm sure, can talk about their own challenges, with choir and with, having to deal with different things, whether it's from going somewhere or booking or logistics, and just being able to learn from everyone that has went before you. And then they're coming back to still support and champion you on. That must be such a good feeling for sure.
Yeah. Definitely.
You're muted,
Sorry. So we're not going to let that keyboard go to waste this whole conversation through. So,
oh my God.
What you gonna play for us tonight?
I mean, before we end,
I'm not really like a player. I just teach the songs now.
Okay.
So
teach us something.
What you want me to play?
Our parts, and Sherwin, don't front. You gotta sing.
I'm not. There you go. There you go.
Vincent Bohanan.
Love it.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness. Definitely appreciate you coming by, speaking with us. You know, it's
Yes, sir.
amazing, amazing discussions there. And then we also wanted to know, speaking of teaching and reaching back before we go and before we have you even drop your socials and everything else that's going to be coming down the pipe,
Sure.
what are some tips you would give to, you know, an up and coming aspiring, you know, someone that wants to, you know, start that first choir, wants to, you know, go down the path of longevity? You're talking about 10 years. Someone may now be looking at, you know, starting to even enter into their year one. What are some of the things that you have learned during that process that you would want to kind of look back around
Oh
and
my God,
inspire
I've
with?
learned so much throughout this time. Number one, stay true to who you are. Don't allow the industry and what everyone else may be doing to distract who you are. I think a lot of the times we try to go with what's popular. And what I'm learning is that everyone has their time, everyone has their opportunity. And so if you just stick with what you're doing and stick with what the Lord has given you to do, your time will come. And so all you have to do is stick with who you are and with what the Lord has given you to do. Be confident in who you are, be confident in what the Lord told you to do. And most of all, make sure that you have a prayer life, because through prayer, God is going to tell you what to do and when to do it. Because in this, timing is everything. Timing is everything on when to release the music, when to release that song. All of that stuff is coming through prayer. And so I've learned that through prayer, I've I've been able to get the answer to so many different things. And so I thank God that I do have a prayer life, and it has saved my life in so
Yeah.
many different ways. And so that's what I would say to those who will come up. Be confident in who you are, and don't allow anything that's around you, anyone that's around you, to switch it or to change it or to erase it. You be who you are, and allow God to bring you where you need to be.
Love that. Love that.
Yeah, that's key, and I think what you said just now too about being, you know, being who you are and being confident, right? Because you touched on that early on when it comes to songwriting, but also by seeing so much influence around it, like everyone knows who Ricky Dillard is. Everyone know who Bishop Hess is. Everyone know who those individuals are. We don't need someone else to come along and, you know, be another this or
You'll
another
never
that.
be
Like
them.
exactly. So why even try to go down that path? So definitely what you said is 100%. You
Know
know,
your lane. That's right.
yeah,
Know who you are.
that's
That is the
that's
key. Know who
that's
you
true
are.
indeed.
Um, that's just that.
Well, again, we appreciate you coming by, talking to us, coming by, you know, just sharing some of those gems that I'm sure once we release this, anyone can go back and they can, you know, they can look at, they can listen to. And of course, live in Chicago is available
Yes.
digitally everywhere. Y'all go get that,
Go
download
get
it,
it.
stream it. You know, there's something there that you can vibe to. You can just go along with, you know, just enjoy that. And then even from the recording that just happened there, you know, in Dallas, what can we expect from that? You're going to be releasing footage. You're going to be like, what can we see for the ones like us that weren't there? So what's the
So
plan there?
yeah. So we're gonna have the video, and of course we're gonna have the album coming out.
Yes.
As I've already said, I like to work ahead of time, and so we just released this one album in December, and then I was recording again in January. And so we're still pushing live in Chicago. We're still pushing that until we can't
Yes.
push it anymore. And so we have a lot planned for live in Chicago. So while we're doing that, we're now going to work on live in Dallas. So by the time all of that is over, you'll have more music. That's how I like to work. And so, you know, I'm a little ahead of the game, which is great. And I'm happy about it. And I'm excited about these songs. The songs are really, really good. I think we're going to really like them. And yeah, so it's going to be great.
Exciting.
Love it, love it. And
Yeah.
you know, and like I said before too, all give thanks is just climb in there and those charts, gospel new and active, and it's out there. So y'all go ahead, call up your radio station, tell them to
Call them
play.
up.
Oh, give thanks. Tell them they need
Yes.
this on the air, and let's continue to run this up. This is good music, y'all. This is good
Yes,
music.
it is.
Vincent, we appreciate you so much for taking your time to coming by, to chatting with us. You know, even on this cold, wintry blizzard day, you still find some time to come by. So we
yes.
appreciate it.
Straight to the Zoom. We appreciate you.
So
That's
tell
right.
us, how can they follow you? Where can they find you? How can they track what's going on?
So we're on Instagram, we're on YouTube, and we're on Facebook. We're on everything. Just search my name and you'll be able to get the choir page. You'll be able to get my personal page. And of course, get all of the music. We have some great music coming out, of course, but we just released live in Chicago. And even before that, we've got We Win, we got Road to Five, we got He Reigns, we got Only God from SOV. And I've got some great music from my church, the Winners Assembly Singers, and also some great music coming out from my Atlanta choir. So just search my name and you'll be able to find everything that you need concerning SOV and Vincent Bohanan and everything concerning me. You'll be able to get it.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for
appreciate it. Thanks again.
One quick question. What's the name of the Atlanta choir?
The Atlanta choir is called the Victorious Army. ATL.
Right.
Yes.
All right. When you're looking up the Atlanta work that Vincent is doing, make sure you look up
the Victorious Army.
Atlanta.
Yep. Victorious Army Atlanta.
And I'm sure with the Stellas being down there as well, you know, this year too is going to be a whole lot going on.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. I heard about that, so that's going to be great.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun for sure. All right, Vincent, we're not gonna hold you. Enjoy the rest of the evening. You know, have a great weekend.
Great night.
All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Care. Good night.
Bye-bye.
You're listening to Gospel Music Buzz, bringing you the buzz on gospel and wholesome content.